Hello everyone, and welcome to the Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Have you heard? The economy's a mess. Hundreds of billions of dollars are needed to fix the mess. At least that's what the politicians are saying. Of course, these are the same politicians who set the table for the feast of greed. And now these folks can't figure out what to do. Where are they going to get all this money from? $700 billion, that's a lot of money. Even for Congress, that's a lot of money. And of course, pundits and journalists all over the country are spilling ink by the gallons, expounding on the crisis and impending doom and assigning blame. Curious that the one issue not talked about is why there isn't enough money in the federal treasury to bail out the banks. Here's why. 50 million people are missing from the economy. 50 million people, most of whom would be paying taxes and contributing to the gross domestic product, all of which would have increased the federal revenue. After decades of being killed, our lost generations are reaching from beyond the grave for their revenge. When you wipe out 50 million people, 1/6 of the population, how can you possibly sit around and wonder why your economy is in peril? 1 out of every 6 Americans is missing thanks to abortion. 1 out of every 6. The devastation being visited on our economy has only just begun. Whatever the final solution, it will be borne. It must be borne by the U.S. taxpayer. And thanks to abortion, there are far less of us taxpayers. So each of us must pay more. And there's a sort of justice in that, you know. The same Americans who are going to bear the tax burden of this mess are the same taxpayers who have abortions. 1 in 3 women between 18 and 45 have had at least one abortion. They're taxpayers. Roughly 1/2 of the country keeps voting in politicians who sustain and promote abortion. These voters are taxpayers. Tens of millions of Americans have turned a blind eye to the silent slaughter for years while preaching that the economy is the most important political issue. These people are all taxpayers. For 40 years, this country has been weaned on a false philosophy of radical self-independence and individualism, even to the point of killing or allowing the killing of the most defenseless among us. And now, with banks failing and an economy shattering and emergency meetings at the White House, we wonder what's going on. The economy is failing because it's based on a certain amount of growth year over year. That growth necessarily means a certain growth in the population. Without that growth, the economy contracts and fewer people are left holding the bag. Well, fellow bag holders, a couple of things come to mind. First, there's an old expression. God is forgiving, but nature isn't. This world runs by certain laws, natural laws, which exist in all spheres of our lives, moral, economic, physical, spiritual. Break these laws and pay the price. We've broken the laws, and now we're going to pay the price. The second thought is this. As the Russians were advancing on the Nazis near the end of the war, the Germans diverted resources to the concentration camps and away from the military effort. As their Nazi empire was crumbling around them, they stepped up the killing of the Jews by having the railroad lines diverted straight to the doors of the gas chambers. The point is, as ruin was setting in, they poured more resources into the very source of their moral rot. Now, as America is poised to elect a leader who wants to protect, increase, and expand the carnage at the nation's abortion chambers, do we really think that our own national meltdown is going to stop with some bank failures and increased taxes? Come November, remember Obama, soft on terrorists, but tough on fetuses. I'm Michael Voris. Now, if you'd like to know some more about this topic, we have a program called The Cost of Abortion. You can click on it right here. It's an hour-long program, and it's the Spotlight feature on the premium channel for Real Catholic TV. This show is available to you for free viewing. Take a look at it, discuss it, get in the forums, email it around to people. The cost of abortion in the United States is ruining this country.